All right, what's up, you guys? My name is Kaviduga, and today this is my first episode of doing it. That's straight up. So this podcast is about sports in general. We're gonna discuss about different sports, but at the same time, we're gonna talk about uh, other other topics that are outside of sports, whether it's movies, films, food, or even social issues that are quite that happens around the world, whether here in the United States or Philippines or anywhere else in the world. But first, I would like to really um give thanks to God, really, because I've given the gift of having, but also really inspired um from one person that always watch this podcast back home, back in the Philippines. Good things. Explain that a little more in a second. But today we're going to talk about NBA and also Major League Baseball because it's already midway in the season. So we'll begin with the NBA and with the Lakers and draft and the NBA Summer League as we speak. So let's get the ball rolling first. So we begin talking about the the Lakers, right? My Los Angeles Lakers, my hometown. Okay, so the Lakers, if anything, the Lakers have re-signed everybody in their roster, particularly Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and D'Angelo Russell. So this is actually a big deal because as LeBron goes to his 21st season in playing in the league, time is running out for him. So in a sense, the younger players are pretty much cemented themselves as the future you know leaders of the team, along with AD being the 12-year veteran in this league. So there are veterans, but also fresh blood presence, fresh blood presence, right? Of Reeves, Jackson Hayes, Teron Prince, Rui Hachimura, Cam Reddish, and Gabe Vincent. Okay, and also one of their drafted players, Jalen Hood, Scipino. So, so in a sense, um, I'm not gonna lie. Last season was a disaster. All right, and as a Laker fan, it was somewhat a problematic season because there was talks of okay, well, who are we gonna trade these pieces in order to get the Lakers to the playoffs? Now, because Russell Westbrook was traded from I think uh the Rockets to the Lakers, and then Patrick Patrick Beverly being a free agent signing and not really very great contributors in the defense, but not so much of an offense. So a lot were predicated, hoping that LeBron wasn't hurt, LeBron was healthy, he was putting a lot of work. But when the trade deadline came, we knew who we got, right? It was just little by little, piece by piece. Right. So in a sense, when that winning streak came in after the All-Star break, it was just great that Lakers had a run. Right. So now with the current free agent signing, right, with the players that we signed back, although one thing that is kind of like remiss, something that not so much to commiserate, that Dennis Schroeder is not in the Laker uniform. Lakers in order to sign with Toronto Raptors for bigger money. In a sense, um, you know, this roster that the Lakers have is up again. As I said in the beginning, this is the beginning of laying the foundation, right? Because throughout mostly since God knows forever, Lakers are the last time they drafted a player and developed was right. I was just 1 years old when Kobe entered the league. So in a sense, the Lakers are building up from scratch. Not so much in scratch, but they're building up. They're learning the lessons from the deadline that brought the free agency that brought LeBron and traded few pieces away, Bi, Lonzo, D'Angelo, right? And so in a sense, this is the beginning of it too. Of what the Lakers again, a lot of these players are going to be not right now at a training camp because they're in the respective national teams as they prepare for the FIBA uh 2023 World Cup, which is gonna happen in the Philippines, in my home country, next month. So that is wait and see situation. Now, what do we expect with the Lakers? As always, we as Laker fans and myself, it has to be championships, right? Because at the moment we're tied with Boston Celtics with 17, right? So we don't know what the season holds, but in a sense, hoping that one day, we have something to cheer for throughout the season. So we will see what the roster will look like and how the preseason will look like um in the next couple of months after the FIBA World Cup and also the training camps coming in. So that's what's up. Um Speaking of uh the the Lakers, we talk about the NBA summer. Boy, this is by far most interesting summer league so far because many of these players that were injured, like Chet Holmgren, um, finally made a comeback after sitting out for a year because of injury, meniscus injury, or the takes a while to recover. But from the looks of uh Holmgren, he looks stronger, looks better than ever. So I think Oklahoma City Thunder, with a young roster with Josh Giddey and Shea Gillis Alexander, um, Lou Dort, Patty Mills, who has been traded, Jalen Williams, you know, that and Alexei Pokusevsky. So that is going to be an interesting rotation. Looking forward to for this coming season. Let let's take a look what and also um how this not say Mark Dig Dignault, but yeah, Dignault have been coaching there since 2020. So Dignault has been steadily improving since he took over the job in 2021. With of course, it takes a while. It takes a while for a coach to really get put that program. It takes a while for them to really mesh as a team. So it really is a kind of like a couple of years, couple of seasons process to mesh together as a team. It doesn't take an overnight. There's a saying that it is that Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes it takes years. So that's an interesting aspect. But one aspect that the one thing that a lot of people really want to talk about, and also in the context of of the Filipino fans, is Kai Soto. Now, but Kai Soto um, was supposed to be in the 2020 NBA G Ignite, really backed out. Took a chance to play in Australia, and now a couple of seasons didn't got drafted from Adelaide and went back to Adelaide to play. Um, there, Kai Soto played 13 minutes with 6 points, four rebounds, and five blocks. Five blocks. And he's played for the Orlando Magic. I'm not gonna lie. That is out. That's actually a very good stat for just 13 minutes. You can't ask that much for 13 minutes, 13 minutes, right? So, and a lot of Filipino fans out there, Filipino American fans, say, "Oh, he's just sitting his buns in the bench and whatnot." No, dude, give me a break. After a couple of games, having coach says, "Oh, you're not gonna play. Let those draftees and contract players play." That's actually a big number. If you take a look at it, the minutes, one played game, no starts, 13.4 minutes, six field goals. He had three 3 out of 7. That's like 43% made shots. You can't ask that. Can only ask so much for that guy who just there's a saying in Tagalog, nababangko or being benched. Big stat. That's a big number, right? So that's a very impressive. Not gonna lie. So that's a um very good stat to begin with. So, yeah, I can't ask much about Kai. Kai Soto, I've watched much some of his games on YouTube through NBL in Australia and also in B League in Japan. Um, uh, uh, he he has vastly improved because of his height, in terms of weight, his physique change. It's also the management that's holding him well. You know, they're very realistic group, so that's it's actually a very good thing to have with Kai Soto. You know, just you hope you're hoping having to crack a spot in the NBA. Even though he might get benched, might not get an opportunity to play in the NBA, but at least have a shot. It's such a big thing. Although one thing I could wish for Kai is really improve vastly. Gaining more weight, be able to bang bodies. Not at the same time, if you get yourself in trouble, you can't bang bodies. Rely on your 3 point shot. That's because that is a modern game now. Basketball in today's sense is not so much of positioning, all dump the ball to the center, bang bodies, use bully them, get an easy bucket. Basketball today is basically be smart at it, know where you're going, know where you're gonna be you know shooting the ball, get the high percentage shot, but also having high IQ, being very athletic, and so I think that should be Kai's learning lesson. So he goes to Europe to rejoin with the Philippine national team. This coming summer for this summer, yeah, 2023 FIBA is coming next month. That's a couple of weeks away. So, so now we're done with the NBA. We're gonna talk about Major League Baseball. Uh, For me, I haven't gone to a baseball game since 13 years. I watched San Diego Padres, but I will talk about more about that game experience later on. But I want to talk about the Shohei Otani, the beginning of the Shohei Otani trade sweepstakes. Now, Otani has been balling out since coming from Japan in 2019, being drafted originally from Kaido Nipponham Fighters. That is a Japan in one professional baseball, and moving to the Angels. Now, unfortunately, Angels, if you take a look into the standings of Angels, they are a barely above 500 team. Let's just put that into perspective. They're barely above 500. They're doing a somewhat bare minimum. And oh wow, 2 games under 500. So that's actually a recipe already. The beginning of a recipe of disaster. So because there has been a discussion that in the national media and also the baseball writers and general managers that since that great grand performance in this year's World Baseball Classic, that Shohei Ohtani could become a $500 million player if he signs anywhere, anywhere in the MLB. And Shohei Ohtani is once in a generation player who could swing a bat and pitch in every day. So a lot of teams like Cleveland, the Guardians have already expressed its decision that we want to get Tani. Mariners have been chanting we want Tani because there is a legacy in Mariners having a Japanese player, having 3 or 4 Japanese player with Yusei Kikuchi, Ichiro Suzuki, Kenji Jojima, and Sasaki, the closer who started his career in. There has been a great legacy of it, but also there's a lot of big market teams that wants to get a piece of uh, of Otani in a sense because now Otani can sign really big because he didn't have to wait 7 years to play in Japan. He took 5 years and posted himself in the now in his what fourth and fifth year he could literally sign anywhere at eight and get if Mike Trout signed a couple of years ago signed a almost more than $250 million 10-year agreement. I feel like, and this is my deepest gut feeling that Shohei Ohtani he could be half more than $500 million with his endorsements anywhere in Japan and here in the United States. He is gonna be instant sweepstakes, right? And in a sense, that is a that is where the money will go around. Do I know where Shohei Ohtani will be signed to? We don't know. I don't even know. And some people are saying, oh, he can go to the Yankees, he can go to the Dodgers, he can resign back with the Angels, he can go with Seattle. But what matters really the most is where Shohei really wants to be at, right? Because LA has the Dodgers has a history of Japanese players with Hideo Nomo, Hiroki Kuroda, Takashi Saito, with the Yankees with Hideki Irabu, um, Masahiro Tanaka. We're having Hiroshi Kuroda play for the Dodgers and the Yankees. So I think my gut feeling at this point is if Shohei Ohtani will be signing if he gets traded. I think he'll be a really really great asset as a rent for the next 2 3 months left in the season. I think 2 months, yeah, 2 months left in the season. And then when the free agent the market comes, he'll be a great addition to get half or more than $500 million uh contract deal. We'll see what that number goes. But again, my gut feeling is if I were Shohei Ohtani, I were Shohei Ohtani, I would still stay in LA, but in a different league, not in the American League, but be in the Dodgers and have a playoff experience because now Otani has everything. He has the MVP, he has the Cy Young, he has I don't know if he has one home run derby. He had everything. He has everything. He just had to gain playoff experience and then uh yeah, win a World Series and explore the horizon. But if he wants to go to the Yankees, that's also a perennial team. But Yankees are loaded with at this point, so it's a little it'll be very it's a very difficult decision. Okay. So we're gonna crack some numbers now we're done talking about the funny superstitions. We're gonna talk about a bit of the uh baseball standings and just reading off the standings. It's this season is I would say the most interesting season at this point. If we want to talk about the American League East, that's a that league that division is a bloodbath. Okay. If you take a look, most of the uh bottom seller teams in the national in both NL and AL, right? You have Colorado with 22 games under 500. You got Cardinals being uh 24 games, 38 minus 52. That's 14 games under 500. Uh you got 18 games under 500 for the Nationals. Then Oakland just absolute miserable there. They're 43 games under 500. You got the Cardinal. You got the Royals. 39 games under 500. So basically, the the rest of the five divisions have bottom seller. But you gotta be guessing who is the bottom seller in the American League. So if you're saying Boston, you must be out of your mind. Not Boston. Boston is doing better, but they're kind of tied, right? Blue Jays, they're there. They're Blue Jays. Surprisingly, they're a wild card team. Um, the Rays, as always, my favorite baseball team. Tampa Bay Rays. Dodgers. They're always Tampa Bay Rays being on top of their division. So actually, the bottom feeders for this year in the American League East are the Yankees and the Red Sox. Now you may be quite surprised why they're bottom dwellers in their division. Well, if you want to take a look at it as of today, July 14, 2023, the record is 49 wins and 43 losses. So do the math. How many games are they above 500? There's six. That's not a bottom dweller team. That is a bloodbath. They have above 500. They're hunt. They're kind of like hunting kind of it in the wild card, but uh let's just say they're 8 games above 500. If you want to crack to the last spot of the wild card, and that this is gonna be a problem in this coming year because there is now that problem. we have two teams, uh, the American League East, and they're we don't know if there's gonna be real lineup, but hopefully that's not. I like having a bloodbath in the American, and hopefully for the next month or month and a half when September comes or October, playoffs comes in, we see who's gonna be in the final standing. So yeah. So what do we expect for baseball? Well, it's gonna be a lot of great games. Hopefully I can catch up with uh, baseball games. Those the games are indeed. Hopefully, all right. So if you enjoyed this first episode, hope that you guys like this episode. I will share this episode through my different social pages, and I'll link it on Instagram and also put it on YouTube. So if you guys liked it, please leave a like and comment or share it to your friends. And it took me ages to do it, so hopefully this is a start for myself. As a podcast, live podcaster. I mean, get where this podcast. So yeah, one last thing before I end. I just wanted to help me to help me to, to outreach, spread this program, this podcast, because it takes time to think about topics and everything. So if you have any suggestions, I'll post a question on Instagram and talk about ask on IG story what topics you guys want to talk about, what I should talk about in relation to not just sports but life in general. So that when I have an idea of what I can really put into mind and put into gears. So again, um, um, please follow me on my IG page. It's a pretty long one, so I'm gonna make it short. But just bear with this long one. But it's under 19 underscore dot Gabby Duga. That's no space, straight up Gabby Duga underscore dot 95. Again, that's on my IG page 19 underscore dot Gabby Duga underscore dot 95. And if you guys have Facebook, just follow me. I'll put this on. All right, guys. So I hope we see you guys. Next week, hopefully. Doing this video. I'll probably do this more on live stream on YouTube. So follow me on YouTube as well. Yeah. So you know, stay safe. Uh, stay safe. Take care of yourselves, you guys. And this is Gabby, and this is straight up. And I'm sending you guys peace and love, and at the same time, take care of yourselves and wish you guys well in. See you guys soon. Bye.